Okay. All right. Next we have a Sunny V2 video, and this is the most offensive advertisements ever made. I'm scared. So I've seen some pretty offensive advertisements. Y'all remember? Do y'all remember the Skittles commercials where like you have to put your thumb or your finger on the screen, and it was always some like weird shit popping up, like a puppy licking your finger, or like I don't know. It was just really random shit where you just put your finger on there and then they just do whatever.
Fly on in for a September 11 deal? What about some cereal to cope with the Boston Marathon bombing? These are the most offensive ad campaigns ever. In 2011, Mexican restaurant Hacienda rented this specific billboard, on which they'd referenced the Jonestown Massacre, where cult leader Jim Jones had killed his entire following by spiking their Kool-Aid with poison. So what did the restaurant's billboard say? We're like a cult with better Kool-Aid, and their drinks were apparently to die for. Hacienda's VP of Sales and Marketing explained, our role—
That's like the fucking heart attack restaurant that we watched that one time. The video that we watched that one time. Yeah, if there's a warning on it that like I might have a heart attack and die, or if I drink it, no, I would.
is not to be controversial or even edgy. We want to be noticed, and there's a difference. We have a responsibility to advertise with care, and that's why we're pulling this ad. We made a mistake and don't want to have a negative image in the community, yet this wouldn't be their last controversial billboard. 5 years later in 2016, the restaurant made another reading,
"The best Mexican food this side of the wall,"
which quickly went viral on Reddit, sparking outrage.
Why the fuck? Why? Whose idea was it? Who thinks about this shit? Like, oh, this is great advertising, man. Great advertising. This is really gonna draw people in. I feel like this billboard would bring in like the people, America. Those people. I feel like it would bring all those people in. But I don't think this would bring the attention that they want it to bring. It's yeah, not it.
Outrage.
That'd make me try it
Really
once,
disappointed Hacienda continues to push past what is acceptable for advertising. Not a fan of most of their billboards, but this is just too much. Hashtag take it down. Others showed their support in comments such as this one, yet unlike their previous billboard, Hacienda says it has no plans to apologize.
I ate lamb chops with mixed vegetables and plantains. Really delicious.
For or remove the ads. Their vice president explained,
"We don't intend to upset anybody, but we do use humor."
And Lee's Discount Liquor applied a similar strategy. Alcohol, it's cheaper than therapy. If alcohol is not the answer, change the question. You look like I need a drink, and perhaps so did the people who tried to get the billboards banned. Take down billboards stating Lee's Liquor is cheaper than therapy. The owners of Lee's Liquor has failed to remember the implications of alcohol regarding DUIs, broken families, and when people commit manslaughter.
They just said alcohol is cheaper than therapy. Wow. That is crazy. Very, very, very crazy.
Liquor owners think this is funny, take this billboard down. Various comments agreed, such as, "This is irresponsible advertising. You can sell alcohol without crossing this boundary," whereas the humor was liked by others. "Hey dude, get a life. It's a very funny sign. I wish we had more signs in Vegas like this. If you don't like the billboard, go back to Utah." Lee's Discount Liquor ran their own billboard controversy poll, which found that 77.2% of people called the ad clever and not offensive. Yet this didn't stop a mandate to take the billboard down. Even worse,
are they wrong though? Therapy is expensive as fuck. Very
was a business card shared to Reddit reading, "Are you an alcoholic? We can help," although they weren't offering counseling, but rather an alcohol delivery.
Are you alcoholic? We can help. They deliver the alcohol to your house. That's crazy. Insane. That's definitely not good looks at all.
delivery service. In all seriousness, I assume it's
That's
just a
evil.
bad
It's so
translation,
evil.
and
Because
then
you know how many people that actually deal with like alcohol issues looked at that and was like, oh yeah, absolutely, and like gave in.
do you enjoy alcohol? We can help, but yeah, really should have run that by a native speaker first. In that very same year, British supermarket Tesco found themselves in the infamous horse meat scandal, where one of their burgers was found containing 29% horse meat. Well, only 2 days after the scandal
Horse
broke,
meat?
Tesco tweeted, "It's sleepy time, so we're off to hit the hay." See you at 8 AM for more Tesco tweets, and the replies weren't too pretty. "You're hitting the hay?"
They got horse meat found in their fucking burgers. And their smart idea was to make a comment including horses.
Well, I suppose the poor horses don't need it
No
anymore.
lie.
Maybe hitting the hay
Has most
wasn't
likely ate horse meat before. Not me. Y'all stay safe though. Y'all stay safe. Never had a burger. None of them bitches. Never had any of those in my life. And with chicken, it's kind of hard to like. You can't really swap out a chicken leg with a horse leg or grind up. I just feel like it wouldn't fit.
the best choice of words right
You'd be able
now.
to tell the
Plenty of room on the hay now that we've eaten all the horses.
Clyde
Tesco
now?
responded by tweeting, "I'm terribly sorry." That tweet was scheduled before we knew of the current situation.
Cat.
We never
They're
intend to
lying.
make light of it. And in case this wasn't bad
They
enough,
got horse meat found in their burgers, then they release a tweet that has to do with horses, and then say, "Oh my god, like I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't." Why are you lying?
Tesco then had to
Should've
scrap a segment of its latest advert, as it was due to include images of a horse. The horse was apparently said to be
Excuse me. Ooh.
used in a humorous context, but while Tesco was simply a victim
Thank
of
you.
bad timing, recipe website Epicurious was a victim of bad thinking. Because after the Boston Marathon bombing, they'd post two
What's
insane
funny, right?
tweets. In honor of Boston and New England, may we suggest whole grain cranberry scones. Boston, our hearts are with you. Here's a bowl of breakfast energy we could all use to
Oh, my
start
friend.
today. The tweets
Why
were
are you
quickly
laughing
shared
at
to a media training website which wrote, "Get your
Gross,
legs blown
goddamn.
off by a terrorist? Try these scones. Lose a cherished friend? Maybe this bowl of breakfast energy can help," which then turned
Did
into
they
art.
actually say that? There's no way. Wait.
Here's a bowl of
Sometimes
breakfast
I just wanna
energy we
laugh.
could
You
all
can't
use to
fucking-
start
not at me.
today. The tweets were quickly shared to a
Not allowed to
media
eat.
training website which wrote, "Get your legs blown off by a terrorist? Try these scones. Lose a cherished friend? Maybe this bowl of breakfast energy can help," which then turned into articles by Mashed and Business Insider as
That's crazy.
Epicurious
Why the fuck would you say that? Why? Who in their right mind? Whoever is in this department, why in your right mind would that be fucking funny? Well, for somebody who's gone through that, that's not funny at all. I can guarantee they probably looked at that shit and immediately called them up and fucking went off on them. That is not funny. Like, that's terrible. You gonna stop me? No. You're not.
This was
Yeah,
labeled by the
laugh all you want,
public
buddy.
morons, idiots, dickheads, and pathetic. The company responded with a copy and paste apology, leading to more criticism
Copy and
reading,
paste
"A repeatedly
apology?
tweeted template apology isn't genuine.
chat-
It's a
chat
form
GPT
letter."
for their
The steady
apology.
stream of identical tweets does nothing to engage with the audience and express human remorse, but were Epicurious's tweets as bad as Kenneth Cole's? Millions are in uproar in Cairo. Rumor is they heard our new spring collection is now available online, although the uproar had actually come from protests in Egypt, where 846 people were killed. Kenneth Cole quickly apologized before making the same mistake.
People are just fucking idiots, bro. Some people just, you don't need to be running a business. If this is how you're gonna advertise your shit, or just what you think is smart and people are gonna love, it's gonna get you ran out of business. These people are not smart. These type of people do not deserve to have businesses, because if that's,
only 2 years later. In response to the Syrian civil war, he'd tweet, "Boots on the ground or not, let's not forget about sandals, pumps and loafers," sneakily
So
advertising his
insensitive.
new line of shoes.
That's
On a
crazy.
public billboard, Kenneth mocked the Hudson River crash landing, but at least he had the decency to avoid September 11, unlike this TV commercial by the Worldwide Nature
just-
Fund. It began by explaining in 2001, one of
What does it mean if I'm typing in someone's chat but no one sees it but me? I have no idea.
the worst tragedies in the history of humanity killed 2,819 people before showing a bunch of other planes to articulate that in 2005 the tsunami killed 280,000 people. That's 100 times more deaths. The message of the ad was that our
Okay,
planet is
what's the
brutally
point?
powerful, yet it felt like
Wi-Fi lagging? I think we're good.
they were minimizing the severity of 9/11 to highlight a natural disaster that couldn't have been avoided.
Wow.
Not only is the message offensive, but it's scientifically flawed. All the carbon reductions and recycling in the world
That's
won't
insane.
prevent tsunamis. Advertising double fail. The commercial was so offensive the WWF tried to claim it did not authorize its production or publication, yet there was another
Yeah,
9/11 ad
somebody
that
got
was
fired.
somehow even worse. It began to circulate in
definitely
September
got fired.
2013 and showed a man flying toward 2-foot-long subs, which you could
Why the fuck? Why is this a good idea? Why? In what fucking world? Who thinks of this? Like, who comes up with this?
buy for a price of
That's so
$9.11. The ad was captioned with 2 pieces of text. Fly on in for September 11th and you will never forget this deal. But was the ad actually legitimate? Well,
sandwiches are
no.
literally
It was the
supposed to be
work of
2 hours.
satirical news site The Onion, which wrote from the structural steel melt on Tower 7 grain bread to the Twin Towers cold cut combo with ground zero carb vinaigrette on Let's Whole Wheat Roll. We've got something for everybody this September 11. Despite clearly being a joke, a man named Travis tried to cash in on the deal, printing the
Oh,
ad to bring to his
wow,
local
that's fucked
Subway,
up.
which they unbelievably accepted.
Is that a good coupon or no? It's a good coupon?
Yeah.
It's good?
Aren't you
Okay.
He and
supposed
his
to
friend
scan
were
them?
totally baffled,
If you scan the coupons, it's
even showing their receipt to prove they hadn't lied. If the coupon itself wasn't hilarious enough, the fact that Subway accepted it as a legitimate coupon had
He
me
tried it and
rolling on the
succeeded.
floor. Subway, however, wasn't impressed. Like everyone, we are deeply offended by the fake story and ad created by The Onion. The story received coverage in a Sydney Morning Herald article, which highlighted another 9/11 deal that was instead completely genuine. The now closed Tumbledown Trails Golf Club in Wisconsin posted this newspaper ad reading 12th anniversary of 9/11. To commemorate this, we are offering 9 holes with cart for only $9.11 per person, or 18 holes with cart for only $19.11.
Why do
The
they
owner
have
of the
to-
course
they
said
can't
the
think of
golf club
anything
began
else?
the promotion 2 years ago on the 10th anniversary of the attacks, and until now it had been warmly received as a way to ensure people never forgot the tragedy. He'd therefore add, we're a little hurt by the fact that people are putting such a negative context on this.
Like-
I thought people would appreciate it.
There's so many other ways to advertise a sale. Like, if you're doing it on that day, maybe just use basic words, sentences. Oh, we're having a sale on 9/11. Come, stop by. But I just feel like there's way more different ways to go about it than, I don't know.
It seemed the owner at least had some good intentions, although so did these 3 companies when they used hashtags incredibly wrong. Sweets company Entenmann's wrote, "Who's not guilty about eating all the tasty treats they want," without realizing not guilty was trending due to Casey Anthony's trial for the murder of her baby. They'd respond by tweeting, "Sorry everyone, we weren't trying to reference the trial in our tweet. We should have checked the trending hashtag first." Fashion brand Celeb Boutique wrote, "Hashtag Aurora is trending, clearly about our Kim K inspired Aurora dress, although this wasn't exactly true. The hashtag was trending due to the Batman movie theater shooting, which killed 12 people in Aurora, Colorado. We are incredibly sorry for our tweet about Aurora. Our PR is not US based and did not check the
What?
reason for the trend. At that time, our social
What
media was
the
totally
fuck?
unaware of the situation and simply thought it was another trending topic. We have removed the very insensitive tweet and will of course take more care in the future to look into what we say in our tweets. Then there was DiGiorno's Pizza who wrote, hashtag why I stayed, you had pizza, which was a hashtag started by women explaining why they stayed in abusive relationships. Unsurprisingly, the company then tweeted 1 million apologies, did not read what the hashtag was about before posting, and to their credit, they spent the entire day responding to every complaint authentically. All social media experts, please take a lesson from DiGiorno Pizza. When you step in it, you give real apologies and not excuses. Good job. However, Home Depot never got the memo, as they'd do the exact opposite. After posting a tweet which produced the article, Home Depot apologizes for racist game day tweets, terminates agency responsible. So what did the tweet say? Which drummer is not like the others, attaching a photo that showed black people next to a monkey? You could argue it wasn't that bad given it said, which
That's very crazy. You just happen to post an ad with 2 black people on the left and the right and a monkey in the middle. Why did you couldn't have made the nigga dress up as a panda, a tiger, anything, any other animal, but just you somehow happen to place the black people next to a monkey? And it's just supposed to be a harmless joke. It's supposed to be just a harmless joke. Funny. Or, oh, we didn't mean to. We weren't even looking that deep into it. Yeah, you were. Whoever's on the advertisement team, they had some intent with that. There was some type of crazy reasoning as to why they did it. Y'all just ran with it and posted it like idiots.
drummer is not like the others, although it's hard to know what Nivea was thinking when headlining an ad with the words "white is purity." The campaign was so wild people didn't believe it was real, although others tried to argue that the world was overreacting. Is the US so obsessed with race now that the first thing Americans think when they read white isn't the color but race? People, stop seeing everything with identity politics tinted glasses. Then there was this ad by Bic Pens reading, "Look like a girl, act like a lady, think like a man, work like a boss," which was hilariously designed to celebrate Women's Day. People didn't appreciate it. If it's quite alright with you, Bic, I'll look like a woman, act like a woman, think like a woman, and work like a woman, and you can F right off like an idiot. To make matters worse, Bic had launched the Bic for Her pen range 3 years prior, which had already been slammed as sexist.
And they're just like regular pens, except they're pink, so they cost twice as much. That is absolutely true as well.
Well, at last, pens for us ladies to use. Now all we need is For Her paper, and I can finally learn to write. I was so disappointed to find that only 1/5 of the pens I received were
That's so random. Oh, I'm gonna make pens, but strictly pens just for women. Just make a pink pen and call it a day. Just call it a day.
pink,
A
or
man
maybe
might want
more. I can't do maths. These pens fit perfect
can't
in
do
my
maths.
hands, but hubby feels they are unnecessary since he writes all the checks. I'd
Damn.
explain more, but I have to go make him a sandwich.
They got on them. Yeah. That's a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very, very crazy. All those advertisements, all those people who released those advertisements, I hope they got fired. Because regardless if it's funny or not to other people, it's definitely insensitive and insane. And most of the ads had to do with people actually dying and shit in GTA. So I hope those people were fucking